It's ball set, baby. The truest. Yeah, I see you hating, do you hating because I'm the shit now? Is it the taste that your own medicine that got you sick now? Cause we was on some loving basketball shit. Like if I made a shot, you would have to slide me a kiss. Okay, remember in those...
I know what you're thinking. Chad, why are you still wearing the same clothes? Because today we have a double header, and we have...
True Boss Set in the building.
And our interview with C Sharp Interviews is going to start right now. Alright, let's take it back to where it all started. What was your first raps that you wrote? Was it like most people in a notebook in school? Or, where did the music hit you first?
So I would definitely say my first rap was when I was 12. And it wasn't very good, but it was catchy. I do remember it, actually.
What was it?
Oh, so you want me to put on? Well, let me give you the backstory and I got you. So my cousin, shout out to Jerome in New Jersey. He's a very good producer. And he was just kind of working and was like, I'll make you guys a beat, me and my twin sister. And we were like, okay, dope. So he just kind of cooked up a hook, cooked up a beat. And then we took a couple minutes, well, I would say more like an hour or so to write something. And then we came back with it. And then we fell in love with it. I fell in love with it. And since then, I would rap it to all my friends at school. And I was only 12 years old, so they thought it was so hot. They thought it was so cool and popping. But even then, I had mentioned my rap, becoming famous, so I knew at that moment that's what I wanted to do. But yeah, I got you. My name is Tyler. My age is 12. I show and I prove. I don't really like to tell. This is for the people who think I'm a fail. Don't know my name, it ain't hard to spell. T-Y-L-E to the R. Oh, you don't know, I'm about to be a star. My name in bright lights, really nice car. If I follow my dreams, I'ma really go far. Yeah. And obviously I've gotten way better since then, so don't judge me off of that. Like I said, way better since then.
So, from the background over here, Hollywood Tay, your sister, from what I understand, you guys are only minutes apart in age.
Yeah.
What is it like having a sister that's going through the same kind of struggles and same kind of things you are, and you can bounce off things? What's your experience with that?
It definitely provides a good support, as far as not giving up. And, one of the things I really struggled with being an artist was just being self-sufficient. And my sister is good in a lot of things that I'm not, and vice versa. So we kind of just fit off each other in that aspect. It helped me to strengthen a lot of skills that I was weak in. And it just helped me to really, have a reason to keep going. Even when I wanted to give up and I saw her keep going, it was just this is why I do it for her, because I love it and I just don't want to give up on it. So, yeah.
So, what do you think is an experience in your life that happened that, made you, if you would think made you a better artist?
Made me a better artist. There's a lot of situations that happen periodically that just kind of made me better as I grew. But one thing that really, I would say, touched me or affected me was realizing how I treated the ones I loved around me. And, when I hurt them and see how, their reaction was to that, it, really affected me and made me want to become a better person, because I'm like, all right, well, every action that I have can affect somebody. So me seeing someone hurt as opposed to hurting myself made me really, want to step my game up.
And what do you think are some things about being a musician that are maybe people don't understand on the, on the negative side of being a musician? What do you think people don't understand about all the effort and all the, time and effort that is put into what you do?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what a lot of people don't understand, the time and effort that it takes to, get things done. People see you doing things and they're like, hey, can you do this for me? And everybody wants things for free, and it's just like, okay, I don't mind doing it, but it's going to take a lot of time away from myself. So really finding that balance between being there for people and being there for myself and still trying to grow as an artist was probably one of the toughest things for me, because people want things done right away, and they're only really looking at what they can get out of it instead of what they can give as well. So just understanding that it's very time consuming, and there's a lot more of reciprocation that needs to kind of go on in the industry, so people can feed off of each other and people aren't just taking.
All right, for this section, I'm going to give you 5 different, situations, and you tell me what type of music, who you're listening to for that situation.
Okay.
So what if you're trying to go out and dance?
Trying to go out and dance. I love Drake. He has a lot of stuff that we could dance to. A lot of that reggae vibe. I love that. I'm a big fan of old school music. So, but anything really reggae. Like I'm not too familiar with a lot of reggae artists, but anything reggae, I love to dance to.
All right. What if you're in a bad mood? You're angry.
Oh man, I try to listen to music that can reverse that, but I'm not gonna lie, like my go-to back in the day was Eminem. He just kind of helped me, kind of embrace that negative energy that I felt and just kind of be able to pick up on his flow while still listening to how he expressed his emotions.
What about if you're going for a long drive?
All the way, nothing but 90s music.
What if you're in a good mood or you're trying to get hype?
Trying to get hype. Let me see. A lot of Jersey club music. I love that. Trying to get hype.
And last, you're going through a breakup. What do you hit?
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm going through a breakup, I write a lot of music. But my go-to for breakup is definitely Drake, the old Drake, because he hit every relationship situation dead on, and just kind of really helps you cope with that.
Yeah. Hits right in the feels.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and there's kind of this thing in music, you see all these artists come up, and they get that 10 seconds of fame where they hit that one song. They're big for a second,
right? But
their name's out there and everybody knows them.
Yeah.
Do you think it's more productive as somebody at your stage to have that one-hit wonder where people know your name, or is it better to have that kind of Jadakiss style where you're just you're not in the limelight, but you're not in the low lights. You're just kind of in the middle.
I think different things work for different people for sure. Some people want that fame and attention, and that's what satisfies them. For me personally, I'd rather be recognized for my lyricism and just attract the people who actually notice me for my talent rather than something else. You can make one hit song and that's great, but if you don't have that fan base that appreciates you for you, then you might not have longevity. And I think I'm more in it for the long run,
Yeah, I definitely find that with the one-hit wonders that they you forget about them after a while.
Yeah, it's I don't want to fade, I'm here to stay.
So music to you, do you think it's more of an expression or do you think it's more of an escape? Do you think it's, putting on that mask and being something that maybe you're not, or you're expressing yourself because you have something to say?
I think it's definitely both. And on the opposite of really being what I'm not, I think music really helped me to be more of myself. It helped me to express myself in ways that I really couldn't in front of people. Instead of holding back, I was just able to say whatever I felt. So, music really helps me more to just be myself instead of having to put that mask up and wall in front of people and hiding myself.
All right. As you know, everybody's favorite question, top 5, dead or alive.
Top 5, okay. Definitely Tupac. Definitely Biggie. I'm not gonna lie, I have to say Eminem because he helped me develop my style very early on, and he's really dope. I'd have to say Jay-Z. He's a Sagittarius. like me right away. And Jadakiss, all the way.
All right. So how would you, as the artist making the music, how would you describe your music?
How would I describe my
to
music?
Somebody that hasn't heard you?
I would say it's a mixture of old school and turn up, because I do like the instrumentals of the turn up sound, but I also more just have a soft voice and naturally sound a lot better to a smoother type beat. So when those two kind of come together, I think it's kind of my sound. Because I have moments where I'm like, you know, really extra, but then I have moments where I'm really mellow. So I kind of, you know, brought that together in one sound and just kind of create a smooth turn up type vibe.
And what do you think is the best, you know, you hear about all these freestyle artists, like, you know, Eminem's a big freestyle artist. You know, what do you think makes a great freestyle? Is it the punchlines? Is it the flow? Is it the not stumbling? Mm-hmm. What do you think it is?
Well, for when I freestyle, I think the things I focus on the most is projection, like how someone projects their voice, because, you know, you can be saying something good, but if you can't project it well so other people can hear it, it comes off as unconfident. And I think switching up your flow is very important because people get bored with the same thing, even if it's in a 16. And yeah, punchlines, metaphors, like all that. Like I'm definitely a fan because I'm big on wordplay. So I think that makes like a huge difference in how somebody like interprets, you know, what you're saying.
What's one thing that you would change about the industry?
One thing I would definitely change about the industry is people feeling like there's only a limited amount of money to go get, so they don't help others get it. Definitely, I don't know why people see things the way they do, like as far as, you know, I'm going to step on another person just to get ahead. I would definitely change the fact of the way they work with each other. You know, I think helping each other and being there for each other could make a really big difference in like how the industry is in general.
And with live shows, do you think one slip up, you know, a slip up when you're first starting out, is like a big deal? Yeah. But now it's like do you learn how to adapt and overcome those?
Yeah, I don't even think it's more about like the slipping up part. It's like how you bounce back from it. Cause like I'm not gonna lie, like naturally I have like a very ditzy kind of personality, and I trip a lot. So that can be a possibility if I'm on stage. So my biggest thing would be more learning how to overcome that and kind of showing people that's still part of my personality. So don't judge me for it, but not letting it, you know, get the best of my performance.
And what's one thing that you're hoping to learn, you know, maybe in the near future, maybe in the long term? What's one thing you would like to focus on learning to adapt to your style or your music?
Something I would like to learn to adapt to my style. I would love to learn how to produce my own music. You know, just having that control of not having to depend on somebody for my sound, I think can make a really big difference in, you know, what your actual song sounds like. Yeah.
All right, and everybody knows the last question. You know, you're going out, you have your debut album out. What are you drinking?
What am I drinking? I'm a wine girl. I drink all wine, red wine, Moscato. I like to stick to that. So I'll probably either drink some red wine or maybe pop some champagne.
All right. Yeah. Well, thank you for this interview. Tell them where you can be found.
You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook as Truebosset, TRUEBOSSET.
All right, and thank you. You can find this interview on C Sharp Interviews and me on The Real Chad Sharp on Instagram. Thank you.